If you finally want to learn to let go, then this is the video for you. Hi everyone, my name is Matt Jones and I help people to upgrade their lives. So today, letting go, I want to talk about this very important subject out here in nature amongst one of my walks today where I did some meditation. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about this subject recently, and I've been looking up a lot of videos, and there's been a lot of helpful resources. And a lot of what people will say to you is that, you know, in life you need to learn to just let go and let God, just forget about it. But what I'm seeing is that this isn't really practical advice. There's no practical steps. You know, then you walk away, you sit on your couch and you watch TV and you forget about it. And you're like, okay, I'm letting go. Oh, what do you know? Nothing's changed, right? So like anything, like if you're trying, let's say you're trying to build some muscle, right? Let's say you just walk around and go, I'm building muscle. Well, you're going to realize that nothing's going to happen because you're not doing anything to fix your muscles, right? And this is where the idea of what we resist persists, okay? So a lot of people think that they can just think themselves out of problems, right? But the problem is most of us are overthinkers. I know I am. I've been a serial overthinker most of my life, and it comes from insecurity, it comes from low self-esteem, you know, dynamics internally and externally, right? So if you want to actually shift and you want to let go of somebody, let's say you had a huge heartbreak and you want to let go of somebody, let's say you want to let go of your insecurities, let's say you want to let go of a bad habit, well then thinking yourself out of it isn't going to work. Just let go, man. Okay, cool. And you're going to stay in that state. I apologize. There's a plane going over right now. So this is the point. You have to embrace your fear, okay? You have to accept that fear, grab onto it, and cuddle it and hold it like it's your partner, right? Just like this. Just you know, just make out with it, right? You gotta accept it completely, right? I remember when I had a huge fear of heights. I didn't want to go on tall buildings or, you know, tall cliffs. You know, I would just seize up, I'd shake, I'd sweat. And I remember I was traveling at the moment. I was in Brazil, and there was this cliff that all my friends were going to go to, and they were going to kite surf off of it. And I was just like, no way, not doing it. But somehow I pushed myself. We had stayed up until like 4 a.m. that night, and then they were going out like 8 a.m. So I was kind of just not really conscious, but I was like, okay, here we go. Let's do it. And I finally did it. And it was this 3,000-foot cliff, and you literally just, you look over it, and it's just a straight drop. And you would see these people just going, you know, next after the next one. I was terrified. And my guide at the time, he couldn't speak a lick of English, but the only thing he could say was, don't stop running. And I'm like holding on to him like, okay, because you do a tandem. And we practice running, and then, you know, you got to hold on to him. And he's just, every time he stops, he's like, listen, don't stop running. And I'm like, yeah, man, I got it. He's like, no, don't stop running. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure, man. I really got it that time. And I was terrified, but we did it. We went over the cliff, we jumped. And when you're kite surfing, you don't just automatically pick up. You have to free fall for a little while. I don't know, maybe 3 seconds, 4 seconds, until the wind picks you up, and then you can keep going. And when I did that, when it finally picked up, I mean, I thought I was going to die for a second, but when it picked up, we just flew through the sky. It was a gorgeous day, and we'd go down and we'd go up, and he took me all around, and it was euphoric. Absolutely amazing. So the point is, with my little soliloquy here, is that you got to embrace the fear head on. So if you have anxiety constantly, if you're living in insecurity, you have to face it head on. You have to sit with it. So let me give you 3 tips to help you start this journey, okay? And it is a journey, right? Some of you it might take longer. It might take you 6 months or a year. Some of you it might take 24 hours. I don't know. You know, it depends on your situation and your willpower. So the first thing for practical tip to letting go is you have to be aware of what you want to let go of. Okay, a lot of our thinking is subconscious, right? We have our conscious mind, we have our subconscious mind, and a lot of what we do every day is habitual. We don't even think about it. It's just ingrained in us. We have certain patterns that we stick to every day. You know, when we wake up, the first thing we do is get on our phone, then we might get some coffee or, you know, whatever it is. So if you're trying to let go of something, maybe it's your insecurity. I know that's something for me. I've dealt with social anxiety a lot of my life. I've dealt with fear of public speaking. It's something I still struggle with, but I'm working to improve every day. Why is it that I'm so afraid to speak in front of other people? Well, it usually comes down to validation. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know I'm talking a little bit about people pleasing and why we feel the need to do that. It usually starts from a very young age, and we're always trying to find validation and acceptance, and we often deprioritize ourselves out of this strong sense to be liked. So it's very dangerous. So know what you want to let go of. All right, write it down, type it out, figure out what that is. Okay, then number 2 towards letting go is you have to learn to feel your way out of this. Okay, we are feeling creatures. We are not just thinking creatures. Do you think that the way we get out of overthinking is by thinking some more? No. When I wanted to conquer my fear of heights, I didn't think myself out of the fear of heights. I took a leap of faith and I jumped, and then I realized, you know what? It really wasn't that bad. I faced the fear. I took it head on, and that's what I did. And that one time didn't solve the problem. I had to do a few more things, and then I got over it. So we are physiological creatures. What we think, it sits in us, right? If we're anxious and we're locked up, we're going to go around scared and timid and, be locked up. Oh, hey, how's it going? I'm Matt. Yeah, I'm Matt. Yeah. But if I'm like, I don't care, I'm going to practice again today. Hey, how's it going? My name's Matt, and I'm from Los Angeles, and and I struck up a conversation, and I learned to push through those social anxieties sooner or later. It just becomes a part of who I am, right? It's the as if technique. Live as you're already something that you feel that you might not be. So if I want to be a confident person, I'm going to start acting like a confident person. And after a while, and I change those patterns, what do you know? Confident person. I have no more social anxiety. I don't really care. And this is important, guys, to remember. This helps me keep things in perspective. And that is realizing, and this was born out of the Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And this was thinking with the end in mind. Think about the end of your life, when you look back on it, what will you have been proud of? What did you want to accomplish? But it helps to realize that someday there is going to be an end, right? We're all born with the same terminal diagnosis, and that is that we're going to die, right? We all have the diagnosis. It's not going to change. We're all going to die someday. So do you want to go to the grave not living life the way you wanted to, not surrounding yourself by the people that you wanted to surround yourself with, not doing the things you wanted to do for fun, for passion? It doesn't matter. When you're dead and you're buried, that's it. People will walk over your grave, they might say hello, and then that's it. And I know that's a very morbid thought, but it helps us to keep perspective. We have nothing to lose in life. We're already naked. We are already naked. So be yourself. Who cares what anybody thinks about you? Some people are going to like you. Some people are not going to like you. And I know that's hard to say because me, myself, I've looked for approval most of my life from friends, work colleagues, romantic partners. And I wanted them to accept me before I learned to accept myself. So you have to feel yourself through these problems. If you're feeling hurt, sit in the hurt. Sit in it. Why do you feel that way? What were the factors that made you feel that way? I don't want to feel this way again. So what do I do? I can do some guided meditations. And meditation, after all, is just feeling. Guided meditations are helpful because you don't want to have to think through the process of it. You want to listen and you want to feel it and get it out, get it out. It's like writing in a diary when you just spend time with yourself. A lot of people don't know how to spend time with themselves. You sit down and you're on your phone or you're on the TV. A lot of people know how to just spend 10 minutes or 20 minutes just embracing the moment. Let's do it really quick right now, okay? Let's close our eyes. I'm in the forest. I'm going to listen to the birds. I'm going to do a quick 30-second guided meditation, okay? Here we go. I'm not going to think of anything. You are calm. You are relaxed. You are completely at peace. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm feeling some resistance. Things are popping in my brain, and I'm really trying to push them out. I'm telling them to go away. I'm going to let my ears take over right now. You're just going to let all of your stress and worries float away. Breathe in. Okay. Now, I don't know if you felt that, but I did. There was a shift. I shut my brain off, I let my ears take over, and heard that very loud bird right above me, I think. But I was present. I was in a flow state, just for a moment. It's just a small example. It was really loud, or she. You'll notice these moments of flow state. You'll notice it when you're having sex. You notice it when you're doing something fun, riding a bike or skateboarding, Your brain shuts off, and that's often our most happiest moments because we stop thinking. When you stop thinking so much, you really, really liberate yourself. It really is the key to a new sense of happiness. And I don't like how people use happiness as a throwaway term, all right? Let's forget about happiness. Let's just say more content. When I have days like this and I'm walking around and I'm learning to just not think, and I'm just seeing what's going on, around me, and just take it in. It sounds a little hippy-dippy, I know, but how many times during the day do you actually just sit and look and appreciate what's around you? And this is true. The key to happiness, I've always felt, is gratitude. When you have a sense of gratitude, nothing can really shit on you. Doesn't matter how low you are in life, how much money you don't have, what relationships you don't have, how lonely you are. When you learn to just sit in a place and go, you know what, I'm not okay. And you accept it and you go, but you know what I do have? I have a full belly. I have 2 legs that can get me from A to B. I have a well-functioning brain that allows me to strategize, get ways to figure out my way out of my problems, to absorb information on YouTube here or other places, then you do much better. Okay, guys, so that was number 2. You have to feel yourself out of these problems. And then number 3, which is very similar on this track, is not numbing yourself. As I was talking about, being present. So stop numbing yourself with distractions, scrolling, alcohol, porn addiction, right? A lot of when we're in a state that we don't want to be in and we're not feeling good, we seek pleasure, don't we? And then we go watch TV for an hour. We watch Netflix shows. We just binge shows and go, perfect. This is exactly what I need. I can get out of my head and then, and distract myself and not focus on my problems. And this is from someone who does that exactly. I till this day sometimes I still look forward to a Netflix show just so I can binge and just get out of my head. So it's a daily journey, guys, but you have to work on these daily. hence me not having any distractions today. So we also numb ourselves with alcohol, numb ourselves with drugs. And sometimes some people, they numb themselves with social situations. If I just go places and I do stuff, I forget about my problems at home. But what happens when they get home? All their problems come rushing back in. And they don't spend that dedicated time to really focus on it. So when you do these three things, you really learn to let go. But you're also letting in. All right, this is important. You have to let in to let go. All right, so I let in the feelings of insecurity I've had most of my life because A, B, and C. I'm going to accept it. And that's okay. I shouldn't feel shame for that. I felt very insecure about my body. I felt very secure about the lack of money I didn't have when I was a professional musician. Just trying to make ends meet, not knowing if I was going to be able to pay my gas bill or pay my rent or what was going to happen. But I knew I had this passion for music. Luckily, I stuck with music. I traveled around the world. It was the most amazing time of my life. More on that later. I have more about that in another video about letting go. But I accept it and I move on. And then when you take the time to not numb yourself, like this, go out on a day, just go for a walk. And then you go, why have I spent so much time worrying? Why? When I get out here, everything just makes sense. Life is meant to be lived. As the great Alan Watts put it, you shouldn't be thinking about your life as a journey, as in you're trying to get from A to B. You need to think of your life like a dance. What does that mean? You're present, you're enjoying the moment. So if you're going after a huge goal in your life, a lot of people, they want to go from A to B. And when they want to get to B, all they focus on is B. And then every day they keep thinking in lack. You wake up and you go, well, I want this, but I don't have it today. They go to bed and wake up the next day. Oh, B, don't have it. Oh, and then what happens? You reach this really low feeling, low vibrational state, and you just go, oh. So if you're gonna try to go for something, if you're ambitious about doing something, you gotta be it. You gotta live as if I already have it. So if I'm gonna be this confident, secure entrepreneur, artist, engineer, whatever it is, I'm already going to be that. I'm going to think, feel, and do what it takes to be that person every day. Because then you're actually living it. You're not just living in fantasy land. I'm going to manifest this great life. I'm just going to manifest. That's another thing on a lot of these videos I see. I see videos about manifesting a text. Like, are you kidding me? Guys, manifestation. And it's just very surface BS that people cling on to. And normally when you listen to videos like that of people, it's just, it's so trite, and it makes me so mad because it's giving people a false sense of hope. Because it's telling them that as long as they can just think about manifestation, that all the things they want in life are just going to come true. But they're not. You have to do shit. You have to do stuff. How do you go from being unconfident to confident? It doesn't just happen. You got to take the little journey to get there, right? I don't know. Work out, eat healthy, and then you finally get there. How do you go from not having money to having money? You work at it, you plan, you work, you take action, and then you get there. Everybody wants the quick ticket, the quick fix. It doesn't work that way, guys. It doesn't matter how good AI gets, it doesn't matter how good technology gets, you have to put in the work. You have to. Daily, all right? It's all about consistency. Forget about the end result. Just be that person, all right? Every day. Hard work is not finite. Hard work is infinite. If you're going to be that way, you're just going to be that way till the rest of your life. Just accept it. So I apologize. I'm going on more tangents. But as I said, you have to take the time and work on it and not numb yourself. And then you'll notice one day it's like this weight is just going to shift, and you're going to turn around, and you might not even be conscious about it, but one day, this has happened to me many times, and I go, wow, in this situation I would have reacted this way. Wow, but I did this today. What happened to that old me? You know, it's kind of like burning fat. We burn fat in our sleep. We don't burn fat during the day. That's why you need lots of sleep if you're trying to lose weight, for instance. But it kind of works the same way. After a while, you just notice like, oh, wow, something shifted. I don't know what it was, because a lot of it's subconscious. And you go, wow, I'm now this today. You know, if I would have walked into this crowd of 10 people before, I would have been really nervous and I wouldn't have said anything. I would have kept to myself. But today, I just so confident. I didn't really think too much about it. I didn't look for validation from any of them. I just went, hey, how's it going? I'm Matt. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And okay, cool, whatever. And you have this new magnetic energy of just not caring. And it's just so freeing, because most of the pain that we all feel in our life is self-inflicted. It's self-inflicted. I know it is for me. Whenever I'm usually at my worst, it's because I'm thinking the worst thought. I suck, or I should have done this, or I could do this better. And you suck, Matt. You're the worst. Or some people don't like you, and you go, wow, why don't they like me? I'm a nice guy. So, this is how you let go, guys. All right, so let's just sum it up one more time. You have to be aware of what you want to let go of. It could be one thing, it could be 10 things. Be aware of it. Number 2, you have to feel yourself out of it. Go through it. Feel it, accept it, make it your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Accept it, live with it. And then number 3, stop numbing yourself. All right, you have to take that time, and then after a while, you change your habits, you change your attitude, you change your life, you change your thinking, you change your feeling, and you learn to let shit go. And you learn to let toxic people go. You learn to set boundaries, sit in your skin, not look for approval and validation from anybody, and you just live freer. And that's the way I want to live. Be happy and accept the fun. Remember our childlike sense of nature. When we were kids, we woke up every day. This is what we want to do. We want to get outside. We want to ride bikes. We want to go, see our friends, go do stuff and just have fun. And you're in this high feeling state all the time. That's why kids, they just want to have fun. My son is 6 and he always just wants to have fun, And I always want to be that for him. I want to be a fun dad, and I try to always remember that. That's all kids want. They just want to have fun. And then as we get older and become adults and we have, all these responsibilities and all these bills to pay, we forget that childlike sense of wonder. We start worrying about, money and fame or, what other people think about us, what the neighbors think about us. And we just lose our sense of childlike nature in the universe. So I hope that this has helped you guys today with letting go. Remember, you have to let in things when you're letting go. Okay? Getting bit by a bee. You have to let in to let go. All right? Let in feelings of forgiveness for yourself, for others. Let in feelings of love for yourself and for others. And then that's how you can really live in that high feeling state. And it's not going to be all the time. It's not going to be all the time. Like working out. You're going to have those days where you don't want to do it. You're going to have those days where you're not motivated. Don't rely on motivation. You're just going to keep running on an empty fuel tank. What counts is discipline and consistency. Discipline, consistency with your mind, with your muscles, your body. That's what it takes. And after a while, nothing can stop you. And you're a whole new person and you're transformed. So, I hope this has helped you guys today. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you want to like the video, if it gave you some value, great. If you want to subscribe for more videos, that would be awesome. And I hope to connect with you. And I really like hearing from you guys in the comments what you're going through. Take that step and tell us publicly, what you're having struggles with, what you want to work on. Because what is personal is universal. I guarantee we all are going through this. So just remember, you're not alone, and you can figure this out, and we can figure it out together. Sending you guys lots of love today. Wishing you all the best. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.